What was it like being out there the first day? I mean, I've done this forever, but what was it like for a new team first day out there?
It was fun. It's always fun to get back out there and play football, but obviously it was a little bit of a new situation for me, so getting my feet wet was a good process. Even going out for the walkthrough this morning and just kind of going in the huddle and calling a play for the first time was, it was new, so it was good to get that over with.
What's your relationship been like with Rich so far, working with him?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun so far, man. I think we're up there grinding away. He's kind of given us the basic philosophy of the offense and where we can take this thing. So I've had a lot of fun with it, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun the rest of the season and off season too.
You got a young core of receivers, looks like. Right? What do you think of them so far?
I'm excited about them, man. I just think personality-wise, you can tell they're a hard-working group. They're not very selfish. They go out there and they work hard. And I think when you have that as a good foundation, you can tell you can go a long way with it.
It's probably easier now that the football has sort of started. Is there a little bit of a new kid in school thing going on?
Yeah, it's funny, man. I figured it would take a week or so before it wasn't so awkward finding a seat in the cafeteria and things like that, that you kind of take for granted being so easy. But all of a sudden you're the new guy and you got to just sit down with somebody and dive right in. But there's an aspect of it that's kind of fun. I mean, it's not like I'm a young guy and going through that, So it is a little bit different than back when you were a rookie, but it's still something to get used to, and I think you have to dive right in and make yourself as comfortable as possible. So I'm still getting there, but you can tell the guys are great, and they've been great the whole time.
Have you been more of an extrovert than maybe you would have been in Baltimore? Have you just trying to meet people?
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm a little bit older. I'm probably a little bit more comfortable just talking to guys. I think I'm the oldest guy on the team, or I'm at least close to it. So if I'm not comfortable to talk to a couple kids, if I'm not comfortable talking to a couple kids, then what am I going to do?
Is your family out here yet?
No, not yet. They're finishing school back in Jersey. They'll be out here probably when we come out for training camp. They'll probably come out here. So
has that made the adjustment a little easier for you to just be like all football?
Oh yeah, that's what I typically do on the off seasons, man. I come out here. I'm on Easy Street. My wife's at home with 5 kids, and I'm just playing football for a few hours a day. I tell you what, it is. It does give me a chance to. To build a relationship with guys, go out to dinner with them, go out on the golf course. I think those are the things that you take for granted. But, back when you were in college and that's all you had to do, it was easy to build team camaraderie because you were able to do that all the time. So the fact that I can do that at this time of the year, I think is really important.
In the past couple of weeks, have you noticed your conditioning has changed at all because of the altitude, and have you had to adjust?
I haven't noticed too much. I dry out real quick. I think the first time we ran like some 30-yard striders in the indoor. It was a really easy run, no offense to Coach Lando, but I was definitely probably a little bit more winded than I would expect myself to be at sea level. But other than that, it hasn't been an issue. I'm a quarterback. It's not like I'm out there killing myself running around so much. So.
Ball traveling farther though?
I don't know. We haven't let go. Vic's got us on the 40-yard line, so we're not killing anybody's legs and stuff like that. But I anticipate the ball probably travels a little further. Yeah.
Have you hit any golf balls?
I haven't, but I assume I'm going to go back down to sea level and have to kind of club up a couple clubs and be pissed at myself for it.
Joe, if this team drafts a quarterback next week, what did you gain last year from that experience that can be applied with a young guy around you?
I don't know. I think I had a pretty good outlook on it last year, and it is what it is. I want to get this team to be the best it is with me at the quarterback position. So, obviously, that's not the most importance to draft a quarterback. But if we do, that's completely out of my control. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to compete, and he's going to have to come out here and be on the field with me every day too. So, I'm all ready for that.
Is it better if they don't take one at 10? Better if they take one at the second, 5th round?
Oh, well, yeah, like I said, I don't really care about whether they take a quarterback or not, whether it's 10 or whatnot. The only thing I care about is, like I said, I want this team to be as good as they can with me at quarterback. So if we feel like as a team, as an organization, we can add value to our team with a 10th pick, well, then I'm all for getting a guy that can add value to the team with me as the understood quarterback. But hey, it is what it is, man.
As a veteran, Joe, what do you do during the draft? Are you dialed in? You got a wish list for Elway? Like, hey, I could use a tight end or something?
I'm honestly probably going to be on a flight back to Philadelphia during that Thursday night. I think I land at like 10:30 or so. So I really don't pay too much attention to the draft. You never know who's going to trade up, who's going to get picked where, and how things are going to kind of fall into place. So. I'm just kind of a fan at that point.
What can be accomplished at this time of year as a quarterback and a leader Is it, you know, is it changing the culture? Is it discipline? What do you look, because it's not like you're getting graded or evaluated. What do you try to do as a clear leader of a team at this point in the offseason?
Well, first of all, I think you are getting graded and evaluated. I think we always are. In this league, you're always getting evaluated, man. I mean, they're looking at everybody, and guys are trying to make the team. I think when you're new, obviously, this is a little different offseason. I'm a new guy, so a lot can be accomplished. I mean, besides football, I mean, obviously you can go out there and you're going to develop your team and really gain the confidence to carry you into what you believe you're going to be that season. I think that an offseason can do a ton for that. But as a new quarterback, you know, who's just naturally a leader on the team, you know, it's my job. The first thing I want to do is prove to everybody on this football team, the guys that play on this field, that I can play and I can be their quarterback. You know, because then, you know, anything is possible. If they really believe that I'm the guy, I believe I'm the guy. If they start to believe that I'm the guy, well, that's when your leadership can take off and the team can really take off.
That's only through showing, right?
Yeah, you got to do it. It's all about going out there and performing.
You mentioned that this is fun. Being on a new team, a new environment, is that the exciting part for you?
Well, yeah, it is exciting. It makes it, I mean, it just adds a little something to it that isn't there. And it's not, I wouldn't say it's any more exciting or any, you know, than the past has been. It's just a little bit different. It's a different type of excitement. It's a different, it's just fresh. And even beyond me being new, just like we talked about the core group of our guys being young, that's an exciting thing to get to work with young guys and help them become the players that they believe that they are.
At what point do you think you'll be able to get a sense of what this defense can be just from going against them?
It's tough right now because we're just, you know, you're in helmets. But I think you can already get a sense for how quickly they're going to fly around. I think Vic's definitely going to bring, you know, the culture he's going to bring with how hard we practice and how we fly around to the ball and how everybody's, you know, rallying to it on both sides of the ball. I think you're going to be able to pretty quickly get a sense for how good they can be and why he's such a good coach.
You talk about kind of proving to the people out here that you're the guy. Is there a sense as a quarterback where you could start to feel it, you know, okay, I'm practicing really well or whatever, where you can start to feel the guys start to gravitate to you?
Yeah, you look at their eyes after you throw a pass, or you know, maybe a pass that they didn't expect to get, but it got in there. Things like that. You know, as far as proving it to the offensive linemen, sometimes you got to go out there and it takes game reps for that. You know, it takes getting hit and showing those guys what you're made of and things like that for those guys to really start to believe and take it to the next level at least. So there's a lot of things that go into that, and you know, I just got to keep my head down and play football, and those things will happen.
With the amount of experience you bring to this roster, what can a young coaching staff do to elevate your game? Is there certain ways that fresh new thinking can sort of help advance your play, you think?
Oh, there's no doubt. I think coaches are, you know, they're underrated a lot of times. And, you know, obviously it's up to the players come game day, but, you know, coaches at this level do have a really important role. I mean, you know, everybody that takes the field on a Sunday has a talented team. And sometimes the coaches can make the difference. And listen, there's not too many different schemes on offense or defense that you can run, but there is little different teaching and coaching points and different ways to get things across to players that might work better or not. And I'm excited about being with a new group and getting going on that.
How similar is this to what Gary ran with you in 2014? How different is it?
Well, I think terminology-wise, I'm familiar with a lot. You know, I really am. That's kind of made the transition easy. I think the play pass stuff, there's a lot of stuff that's familiar with that. The keepers, I think some of the drop back games a little different. But overall, I would say there's a pretty good amount of familiarity with it.
When you
Time for a few more for Joe.
When you get traded, you take it personally. I mean, how can you not? But guys are talking about the edge they've seen for you. Now you're in the grind of it. You still feel that edge of, like, you know, I want to show people at this point?
I think I've said it before. There's always little things, I think, every year that motivate you. You know, beyond the things that just naturally motivate you, which is, you know, usually for guys wanting to be the best and win football games. But yeah, listen, when I'm out in that field, it's just about playing football and doing my job within the 11 guys on the team. So it's tough to let that outside stuff kind of come in and let you focus. But it's the way you carry yourself on the field. It's the way you run from drill to drill. It's the way that you go in the weight room and you work hard. And when you're running sprints, you work hard. You get in the huddle and you lead the huddle the way the way you're supposed to. And I think some of that stuff, you know, the edge that you bring, you know, it's important. I think it carries you through some of that stuff.
Joe, what do you remember
Last
from
one,
your own draft night and draft experience?
I remember not wanting any cameras in my house, but eventually folding and having somebody come to my house. And, you know, I didn't know when I was going to be picked. I could have been a third-round pick, and I could have been a first-round pick. And obviously it was a pretty good day for me. It's an exciting time, man, to become an NFL player, or at least have a chance to be an NFL player. It's a pretty special moment. You can't take for granted how much hard work it takes to get to this league and get to where these guys are about to get to. So it'll be a lot of fun for guys, I think.
Thank you very much, Joe.
All right, thanks, guys.